You know what? Good. Absolutely good. I am so glad that this has happened. I bet the judge was a fellow gamer. You know, I even think that it couldn't have happened to a nicer company. And the gaming press, instead of talking about this, instead of actually talking about the actual issue with loot boxes and how they're a cancer upon the video gaming industry, they're talking about, oh my god, the new FIFA is allowing female competitors. Oh, isn't that progressive? And it's like, who cares? Honestly, who cares? First of all, I think sports games, especially the ones made by EA Games, are an absolute cancer. Like, they're the worst that the video gaming industry have to offer. They will put, if I'm not mistaken, now it's more than $70 when PlayStation 5 comes out. They will price that on a game every single year, and they add barely any improvements whatsoever. Like, the biggest thing that they do is that they refresh the roster, so they bring the current players into the game. But you can do that with a patch. Like, that used to be when I grew up, it used to be an expansion. Man, when I grew up, like, the difference between a game and a sequel was massive in most cases. There are very little exceptions to this rule. But now it's like the difference between one FIFA and the next is like DLC based pretty much. Like, you could literally just implement all of the changes in DLCs, and you can charge the consumer $10 or $20. So they're greedy as fuck. Like, they invest as little money as possible into making a game because they take everything from the previous one and they just change a couple of things here and there. And that's not enough. They're still even more greedy. And now they charge you for loot boxes. Like, they don't even have the decency to sell you the DLC. No, you need to buy the loot boxes in order for you to waste as much cash as possible on their shite. And by the way, it is exactly like gambling. From what I noticed, and I'm telling you because I fell victim to it, but I'm a grown-ass adult, you know, it's excusable to be. Well, like, this game is marketed towards teenager and kids, and the mother who buys the game does not think that their offspring is going to become addicted. No, I got addicted to Overwatch. You know, like, you buy a box, and then you feel like buying another until you get that sexy ass Mercy skin. Probably won't do that because now Mercy isn't sexy anymore. I don't know what they did in Overwatch 2, but like, she doesn't look anything like. But I had a problem, right? So I uninstalled the game and never played it again because I realized I have a problem. And I understand that this is not the same with all the gamers. Like, there are people who can just not purchase the loot boxes, but then there are people that purchase just so much. And I'm willing to bet, like, this is what I'm willing to bet. I don't have a study or a research, but I bet there's like 3%, probably less, of the gamers that are addicted to loot boxes. And because of those 3%, like, it justifies this practice in continuing. Now, I don't have anything against adults, you know, doing this. If you're an adult, you know, whatever. But if it's a game meant for underage people, I think it should be treated the same as online poker. I think it should come under the same regulations as online blackjack. Why should it be different? Why should it be different? Especially if it uses real money. If it were to use some fictional currency or some fictional stuff, that's fine. Perfect. But no, it should be under gambling. Because that's what you do. You know, you want something, like in this case, you want Messi, right? You want Messi. So you're going to pay the money for the loot box, hoping that Messi is going to be there. And if it's not, you're going to insert another coin and another coin. It's just like the slots machines. In fact, the people who designed the concept of loot boxes got inspired from the slots machines. So no, like, yeah, they need to get regulated, you know, like, they have the money to pay the fine, you know, and at the end of the day, should have like a big, massive disclaimer on the box. This game has predatory practices. They'll probably make it in a different way, but like, that's all I want. The label. You know, put a label. I don't want it banned. I don't want it gone. I don't want it restricted. It should have a label. Dear parents, if you're going to purchase this for little Billy, you should understand that little Billy can get addicted into buying loot boxes. And honestly, this is after they told EA that they should stop this shit. They told them, like, they knew, and they kept going. So, apparently, they ruled that in 2018, FIFA Ultimate Team Pack mechanic was in violation of the Gambling Act. And a weekly €250,000 fine will be charged against both EA and its Swiss subsidiary. According to NU.NL, the FIFA publisher had argued that the content of its packs only had the value within the game itself, as they could not be converted into real money. Like, who the fuck cares? There are people in prison who use cigarettes to gamble. There are soldiers that use rations in order to gamble. It's still gambling, just because like that thing cannot be exchanged in a currency. I mean, you can argue that, okay, maybe you can, use a cigarette buck in order to transport it into currency. But I'm pretty sure that a person that managed to collect all of the important players in FIFA could then possibly sold his game, even though it's against terms of service or whatnot. They can't reinforce that shit. Right? They can sell the game to someone else. So listen to this. Players all over the world have enjoyed Cancer and Cancer Ultimate for many years, and as such, we are disappointed by this decision and what it may mean for our Dutch community. Yeah, I think you're more disappointed about what this decision means for your stockholders. And here's the thing, if you're a FIFA fan, okay, and you're outraged up till now, oh my god, this Romanian guy is saying all these horrible things about my baby. My baby is criticizing my baby. Listen, you twat, I'm on your side, okay? Maybe you don't understand it, but I am on your side. If loot boxes would go away, do you know what would happen? You would probably get that shit for free. You might get the whole game for free. Oh my god, I'm so horrible fighting for you to get more stuff. I know. Do you think like they're going to stop making FIFA? Do you think that all of a sudden this was... No. If there were no loot boxes, you would get this stuff for free. Why are you fighting me? Why are you fighting me? I don't understand. Like, no, seriously, every time you bring this up to a forum, there's people going like, no, they should have loot boxes. More loot boxes. It's like, these people are masochists. Look, use the money that you would have spent on a loot box and go visit a prostitute. Do something useful with your life. Subscribe to our OnlyFans account and get some other pictures. And you also have the players you wanted at the same time. I'm on your side. Work with me. Work with me. But no, these people probably read Polygon and Kotaku and they find out, no, like, talking against loot boxes is heresy. And if you really enjoy the art of loot boxing, like, if it's something that you actually genuinely enjoy about the game, like you buy FIFA for the loot boxes, go to a casino and play some slots machine like a normal person. Maybe with the money you're going to win from all of that experience in opening so many goddamn things, you might actually use it to meet Messi in real life and get an autograph or something. Holy crap. No, these people are unreasonable. Like, I literally cannot understand the argument for loot box. Like, it's capitalism. Okay, we do not live in a capitalistic society. Every single nation on earth is a mixed economy, okay? When you are going to have the nation that allows the trades of narcotics and has absolutely no welfare and just like 5 or 10% taxations and companies can literally do whatever they want, then you can say, oh yes, we live in capitalism. But until then, almost every nation on earth, I can't even think of a single one that isn't, is a mixed economy or a socialist one. Or maybe like you also have like religious theocracies. But you don't have capitalism, so cut this shit. You know, like these companies, especially tech giants, a chocolate factory is more regulated than EA Games. A chocolate factory, I'm not even kidding, like look it up. A chocolate factory has more regulations and more laws based on how it's supposed to run than a gaming company. I guess you can poison people with chocolate, but you can also get children addicted with this shit. So Electronic Arts is deeply committed to positive play. We seek to bring choice, fairness. Look at this corporate garbage. Look at this corporate garbage. Look at how much they're saying without actually saying anything important. We remain open of discussion and other stakeholders to understand and explore solutions to address any concerns. Yeah, either put DLC like normal people, or just give it for free. Give this shit for free. Some European countries have already classified loot boxes as gambling, while all 3 console platform holders have introduced policies that requires games made for their consoles to disclose loot box odds. Oh yeah, another question. You know, just what are the odds of loot boxes? Because I seen, you know, it's not like as simple as a slot machine. Like the way slot machines are made is that they have like a percentage of how many wins they get per lever pool. They have an AI, believe it or not. Like you program it. Go on Google and read how slot machines work. I'm not crazy. You know, or the one with the claw. You know that one with the claw that goes and you pick the doll, right? It actually tells like how many coins you insert until the claw actually picks a doll. It's all rigged, man. It's a conspiracy. But when you look at the AIs and you look at how some of these games work, apparently, like when you purchase the first loot boxes, you get like medium chance of getting good shit. And then after you actually start paying and you open like 9 or 10, you actually get some legendary loot, you get some really good stuff, and it incentivizes you to keep doing and doing. And as you're playing more and more, the chance decrease, and then it can actually measures the time between payments, and if it sees that it takes a long time for you to purchase another loot box, then the percentage increases, right? So that you get hooked again. Like they have a team of psychologists and experts that they pay in order to figure out how to milk you out of your every single dollar. So I would rather have that money being invested into actually making good games and actually improving the gameplay. And there is currently no legal consensus in the United States. The ASRB has begun flagging games that contain random in-game purchases and blah blah blah. So yeah, I will not shed a tear. And anyone that is upset about this is an anti-consumer. There is no other way to put it. These products, in my opinion, should already be free. The game is already going to cost, like the new FIFAs, if I'm not mistaken, they're above $70. Like PS5 announced that these games are going to be more expensive. They're not as expensive to make as an original IP because they already have the groundwork with FIFA 2020 when they're going to make the 2021. Very limited amounts of costs and just money milking extravaganza. So no, like I don't think that the company should get everything. I think the consumer should get a little bit in exchange. Because I'm a consumer, I'm not a stockholder for EA. If you're a stockholder for EA or they pay you to shill for them, then by all means. But if you're a consumer and you care about other gamers and you realize that you as a consumer have different and actually conflicting goals than the company, then you should advocate for the loot boxes to go away. Then maybe they will find another way to milk you out of your money, huh? More insidious and legal means. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the comment section.